W.F. House presents an unabridged recording of The Guest House by the Sea by Faith Hogan, narrated by Aoife Mcmahon and Flora Montgomery. June. Monday. The first day of the season. Chapter 1. Esme.
It was nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. It would take more than some fancy doctor telling Esme Goldthorpe she was going blind to stop her running the Willows. It had been in her family for almost 200 years, run by the women of generations before her. Strong women, just like her own mother, who died right here, just as she had been about to book in a party of 5. And Esme had long since decided she would be no different. She would keep this place open right up to the end. It would take more than a leaking roof or a notion of frailty to make her stop running the guest house. Sell out to the felons, indeed. That would be the day, over her dead body. She'd show them. There were years ahead of her yet, and she intended to live every single one of them just as she pleased. Now, where did she leave the guest book? She was quite sure that their first guest, Joel Lawson, was due to book in tomorrow. Of course, Esme could ask Martha to help her find that book, but she wasn't completely helpless, regardless of what those eye tests showed. It had to be here somewhere. After all, she'd had her hands on it only a day ago. If only she could remember what she'd done with it, or maybe, more accurately, where Martha had tidied it away. Martha had obviously been polishing again. The sour tartness of vinegar and lemon juice still lingered on the air. Esme wrinkled her nose as she searched everywhere she could think of. If right was right, it should be left on the Victorian desk that doubled as the guest reception. The last place she could imagine anyone wanting to store it was up here on this high shelf, but with Martha flying through the place, armed with a duster in one hand and what smelled like a demonizing array of cleaning products, well, the devil himself couldn't predict where anything would land. The strong, energetic woman from the Basque country, who had lived with Esme for over a decade, cleaned more thoroughly than a dose of her grandmother's salts. Only a few years earlier, Esme would have reached this shelf easily if she stood on her tippy toes. Well, almost reached it. Esme dragged the low coffee table across the rug towards the sideboard and felt her way along until she knew she was at roughly the right spot. The table was sturdy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?